3, 4, something like that. Sorry, there's a train going by. It's probably pretty loud. I got some flat iron steaks here seasoned up. I'm going to get them frying off in a skillet. I had a feeling this was going to be a problem. But I wanted to use my phone. It's so much easier. Now I've lost all my people. Like one person. Season my steak with salt and pepper. I'm going to let them rest and then cut them and add them to my pasta once I make my pasta. Those are frying up. I'm going to get started on my pesto. If you saw my other thumbnail, I have a whole basil plant that I need to use. I'm only home one day a week to cook dinner, so I figured why not use up a bunch of it to make pesto, because that's a great way. If you have herbs you got to use, it's a great way to use them up, because you can literally use any herb you want to make pesto. It's traditionally basil, it's traditionally pine nuts, but you can use any nut and any herb you want to make a pesto. The only other ingredient is garlic and some Parm cheese. And I wish I had the good stuff, but I just got the shaker cheese today. I thought I had a little bit of the other better stuff left, but I don't. So just going to use shaker cheese, a bunch of basil, some olive oil, and I don't have pine nuts on hand. I'm going to use the fattiest nut I have, which is hazelnuts. My steaks are frying up. I'm going to let them rest and then slice them to add to my pasta after my pasta is all done cooking. I'm just peeling my garlic. I'm going to give it a little smash. See what I'm doing down here. I'm going to trim the ends off and just give it a smash. I'm going to make my pesto in a quart container with my immersion blender. It's easier than pulling out the food processor and all that. Got to give my steaks a flip. Can I turn? There we go. So I got my steaks cooking up. I'm going to cook them pretty rare because I'm going to put them back in the pasta. I want a nice caramelization on them like that. They look good. I'm using flat iron steaks because they're not my favorite steak to eat just by themselves. I'd rather have like a ribeye or something like that. So I'm using that for a pasta dish. I'm going to start grabbing all my basil leaves, get them into my container that I'm going to puree my pesto in. You can do any herbs you have. If you have leftover spinach that's going bad, you can put that in there to stretch it, get some more veggies in. Sorry, I live right next to a train track. But I want to use up most of my basil because, like I said, I'm only home once a week to cook dinner. So, good way to use up your basil if you have a lot of it on hand. Keep an eye on my steak. Say hi if you're here, where you're from, what you're cooking for dinner tonight. I haven't eaten all day and it's like 85 degrees in my house right now. Cooking steak and pasta. Probably gonna eat in my bedroom with the AC. You need quite a bit of basil to make a decent amount of sauce. Keep picking. Hopefully this will bloom up again if I remember to water it, which I tend not to remember, so maybe I'll be able to make a couple more dishes out of it. I wish I had a garden. I don't have a garden this year. Otherwise, I'd be making dinner with what I could grab out of my garden. Hopefully next year I'll have one. Just too busy. That should be good. So I have probably about a cup of fresh basil here and 1 clove of garlic. I'm about to pull those steaks off and let them rest. I'm going to add in a big handful of Parm cheese. And I already have, these are roasted hazelnuts, so I don't need to roast them or anything. I'm going to put those in there. Close the window. It'll be a little bit better for the train. I'm going to pull my steaks off and let them rest. Then we can get on to cooking the pasta after I get our pesto made. And the only thing else in here is just a little bit of salt and pepper and some olive oil. Oh, that's not a good leaf. Hey Mark. Hi everybody that's in the chat, although there ain't many. It is really warm in here now that my stove's going. I'm going to add a tiny bit of avocado oil, but it's going to be mostly extra virgin olive oil. In the restaurant biz, we usually use cheaper oil to make pesto, but for at home, I don't use this much, so it's a good way to use it up too. You might need to add more as I burr mix, so I'll leave that open. I did something similar to this I made a chimichurri, which is usually like a parsley, lemon, garlic sauce for like a steak. Very similar. Gonna start burning this up. Definitely need more oil. Woohoo. Another trick with pesto is you don't want to burr it up too much because then it will turn brown on you. You want to keep it nice and green. more oil. I think we're good. Just add some salt and pepper. It's nice and green, bright green color. We gotta taste it and see how much salt and pepper we need to add. Will it stay? Ooh, it's really fresh and delicious. Just a tiny pinch of salt because Parm cheese has a lot of salt in it. A little bit of pepper. Maybe a pinch more oil. So we are making a little kind of a sauce here with pasta. That is going to be so good in some pasta with steak. Then I'm going to add a little bit of heavy cream too. Make like a pesto Alfredo almost. Ooh, it's going to be good. So here is my pesto sauce. You can use any keto nut you have on hand. Traditionally, it's pine nuts, but I used hazelnuts in mine. A little bit of basil. Again, you can use any herb you have. Parsley, you can use spinach. A little bit of Parmesan cheese. 1 clove of garlic, and burr it up until it's a nice, saucy consistency. Be awesome on our steak. It does, doesn't it? I love fresh herbs, and I never buy them. And that's why I bought this basil plant. I wanted to do a lot of stuff with it, but then I got busy at work, and I haven't really been able to use it. So I've been trying to make stuff with it. But pesto is delicious on so many things. Chicken, steak, pretty much anything you put it on is delicious. And I love pasta. And today, this is my favorite pasta alternative. It's Natural Heaven pasta. It's like palmini, but palmini is crunchier. This doesn't really have any crunch to it. It just tastes like pasta. You mix it with any sauce and it works great. I've even made mac and cheese out of spaghetti and angel hair because I miss mac and cheese. But it's so good. I don't really want to turn my stovetop back on. It's so hot in here. But I guess we got to get back to cooking. So I'm going to use the same pan that I used to sear the steak to make our sauce also. So you get all that nice brown bits from the charring of the steak in your pasta dish. You can kind of see my stove. So I am going to dump out a little bit of the oil that I used to fry up the steak because we don't need that much oil in our pasta sauce. We're going to be adding a bunch of pesto, which has oil in it already. So I just have a little bit of oil in there I'm going to dump out. And we're going to get all those nice brown bits from our steak up when we turn it on. We're going to deglaze with a little bit of heavy cream. And then add in our pesto and our pasta and mix it all around. And then we'll cut up our steak and add that to it. It's going to be so good. Oh, I still have it on low. Well, that works, I guess. So this is the pasta that I use. It comes in a bag. There's nothing extra in it. It's literally just hearts of palm pasta. That's the only ingredient. Yep. Hearts of palm. So what I do is just drain it a tiny bit just because I don't want any of the water in my pasta. And then you just fry it up like regular noodles. You heat them up, just cook them until they're heated through with whatever sauce you want, and you're good to go. Woo. Malfunctions. Ooh. Lost my lid to my oil. Okay, so my burner's on only 2. It's on very low. So I'm going to crank it up a little bit because I want to deglaze and get all the brown stuff off with a little bit of heavy cream. And then we're going to add our delicious pesto sauce to it. I don't know why the live stream wasn't working before when I put all that effort into making the description and everything, and then it just wasn't working. So I had to do a quick one so I could get live again. 'Cause I need to eat dinner. I haven't eaten all day. Except for I did snack on a video that I made. Taste testing my finished product for a video. That's all I've had to eat today though. Starving. And very warm. Okay, so our pan is probably pretty warm. I'm going to put in a little bit of cream. And that gets all the brown bits from the steak up. It's going to be good. And then we're going to add our pesto to the pan. What did I do with my... There's my tongs. Always misplace tongs, even at work. Add in the pesto. Might not need all this. Might save it for another meal, actually. Creamy pesto sauce. Pasta and steak in there. Mm-hmm. And it's already coming up to a simmer, so I'm going to turn it way low and add in our hearts of palm pasta and heat that through. This is my hearts of palm pasta that I like to eat. I just drained a little bit of the liquid off of it so it doesn't water down our sauce any. Pop it right in. Oh, I didn't get it all. There we go. You just heat up your pasta. This is a super quick meal. I've only been on for 16 minutes and I'm pretty much done. Gotta heat this up, slice our steak, add it in there. See if I can get you a better look. Creamy pesto Alfredo sauce. I love keto because I can eat cream and butter and oil. It tastes delicious. I love these hearts of palm pasta noodles. They taste just like having regular angel hair pasta. We just gotta heat those through. Slice up our steak, which has been resting now for probably about 10 minutes. So we're just going to keep this on very low heat while we slice up our steak. Looks yummy. Well, the flat irons have been resting for a while. So whenever you slice a steak, if you're slicing it for like a pasta dish or something, you want to try to find the grain, which way the grain goes in the steak. And kelp noodles? Never heard of. Oh, glass noodles. I heard there was like a sweet potato glass noodle. How do I can't see. Oh, there we go. Oh, I missed all these comments. Oh, hi, Lois. The ice cream maker I have is just a KitchenAid mixer for my ice cream. It works great. I bought my mom one and she loves it. Hi from New York also. Kelp noodles sound interesting. I've heard of glass noodles before, but I've never tried them. To slice your steak, you want to slice it on the bias opposite the grain so that it comes apart real nice. It's Alfredo sauce with a homemade pesto mixed in. So it's like a cheesy basil-y pesto sauce. And I'm using Hearts of Palm pasta from Natural Heaven. It's just made out of Hearts of Palm and it tastes very similar to regular pasta. I'm going to slice up my steak into small bites. What's everyone making for dinner? I will search for keto kelp noodles after I'm done. After I'm done eating, because I have not eaten all day and I'm starving. This pasta is going to be so good. I don't like how my chat doesn't stay up there, so I can't see when people say things. Burgers? I love burgers. Hey Matt, what's up? Cooking some keto dinner. How's Evelyn doing? Steak does look yummy. It's nice and rare, so when we add it into our pasta, it won't be overcooked and well done. I should probably tend to my pasta. Hi, Evelyn. Friend Matt is on, who has the cutest daughter ever. Hi, Evelyn. Oh, so we got our pasta cooking. Oh, it looks so good. Pesto Alfredo. Got to give it a stir. Turn it up a little bit. I'm going to add in our steak. Said I love keto because you can eat all the fat and yummy cream and steak. It is hot in here. And all my lights are blaring in your face now. Can't see the chat. Oh. No. Okay, so we just got to add in the steak here and plate it up, and I get to eat dinner. Probably going to eat it in my bedroom with the AC on. So we're going to add in our steak. I'm trying to do this one-handed. Can I do it? Yeah. With all the juices, which none should really come out because we let our steak rest for about 10-15 minutes so you don't lose all those yummy juices. Just mix in your steak. We gotta taste it to make sure there's enough salt in there. Might need to add some more Parm cheese. Oh. My boyfriend's not home to eat this with me, so I'm gonna have leftovers. Mm-hmm. Make sure there's enough salt. That's pretty good. I'm going to add a tiny bit more salt though. And a little bit more pepper. Don't use the poor side. Done that before. I love having those hearts of palm pasta on hand because it makes such a quick dinner. 26 minutes and I would have enough for probably 3 people here. Say that is good to go. That is yummy, yummy. So super simple. Basil, clove of garlic, Parm cheese, and some extra virgin olive oil to make a pesto. I seared the steak in this pan first and let it rest. And then deglazed the pan with some heavy cream and added in our pesto and then cut the steak up and added it back in. So I'm going to serve that up because I'm hungry and taste it for you guys. Where did my... It's still boiling away, but we pretty much turn it off now. It's set to go. Those palmini noodles literally just have to warm up. You don't even have to cook them. It's great. Time to serve it up. Here is our pasta. Looks so good. I need a camera person here. Bunch of the steak. I do not have a recipe for a whiskey steak marinade. I have made sauces with whiskey in it. I've never made a marinade. Thanks, Matt. Have fun outside. Wish I could see Evelyn. I will probably post the recipe after I'm done here. I had it all in my old video that I was going live with, but something went wrong with going live, so I had to redo it and do a new stream. So I'll put the recipe in after I upload this video. Bye, Evelyn. Yeah, this is gonna be delicious. Like I said, I'm probably going to go eat in the air conditioning because I'm like dying right now and this is hot. Hot pasta. So good. So fresh. It is delicious. And I used up a lot of my basil. So now it's not just going to wilt and go bad on me. Which, hopefully, if I keep remembering to water it every day, it will grow back and I can make more pesto with it. Because I love pesto. So I will have this recipe down there. I'll also have the Hearts of Palm pasta linked, the Amazon link down there. I always have it on hand because it's such a quick meal. You just heat it up, make whatever sauce you want, and you're good to go. Mmm. It is so yummy. Mmm. Since you guys are here, got to give you a sneak peek at not this week's video, but the video coming after, because tomorrow is National Strawberry Rhubarb Pie Day. I made a strawberry rhubarb crisp. Keto strawberry rhubarb crisp. It is so good. Definitely going to be having some of this after I eat my dinner. It is amazing. And this video is going to be coming not this Saturday, but the Saturday after. So keep an eye out if you love strawberry rhubarb and you love some crumble. My vanilla ice cream on top of this would be amazing. I wish I had time to make some. Otherwise, I just use some keto whipped cream to put on top. It's still good with just whipped cream too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick meal. This is the shortest stream I've ever done because this pasta is awesome. You don't have to boil no water. You don't have to do anything. You just open it up, drain off some of the liquid, add it to your sauce, and add whatever protein, veggies you want. If I had veggies, I would add like spinach and broccoli and a bunch of other stuff to this. But since I'm working 6 days a week, I don't keep fresh veggies on. I can barely keep this basil plant alive, let alone keep fresh produce in my refrigerator at all times. So it has to do, but it is so good. The steak is cooked perfectly. I tend not to marinate my steaks. I usually just do salt and pepper and keep it simple. And then I put whatever sauce I want on it. I make a chimichurri, or I make a sauce with bourbon or a barbecue sauce or something like that. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll maybe be back next week, depending on if I have a day off and don't have a bunch of stuff to do. I do have to see my family at some point, because during summer I very rarely see them. So I will see you guys later. Thanks for joining.